दूसरा दान का मैसेज
अभी वो व्हाट्सएप किया था, प्रिंट नहीं लाया, अभी वो अपडेट कर, अभी क्या अभी इधर धर्म लाभ करें नहीं तो Namo Buddhaya. Homage to the Triple Gem, homage to the Bhadabantiji, homage to Bhikkhu Sangha, dear venerable monks and upasakas and upasika, a very hearty welcome to the Sunday morning Dhamma program. Today is a very auspicious and happy occasion. Today, this morning puja, we are going to dedicate to Mahaupasika Maitri Nandana Amma on her 80th birthday. Mahaupasika Maitri Nandana is the mother of our Venerable Ananda Bandiji. So Amma has given her son to the Sangha. So on this very special occasion, we will dedicate this morning puja for her long life and good health and peace of mind. And then we have one more Sanghadana by Upasaka Mavali Sankar and family, dedicated to Munishwami. So they are offering the lunch to the Sangha. So these are the two dedications on this Sunday. So we will now start the program.
Arahang Samma Sambuddho Bhagava Buddhang Bhagavantang Avivade Swakado Bhagavata Dhammo Dhammang Namah Supatipanno Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Iti piso bhagavarahang samma สัมพุทโธเวจาจารณสัมปันโนสุขโตโลกวิทูอนุตตรปุริสธัมมสารถิสัตตะเทวมนุสสานังพุทโธภควตินะโมตัสสะสัมมาตัสสะเยจะพุทธาติตาชาเยจะพุทธาอนาคตาปัจจุบันนาชะเยพุทธายะอังวันตามิสัพพะทานาทิเมสรณังอัญญังพุทโธเมสรณังวรังเอเตนะ โอตุเตจายมังคลังโอตมังเยนะวันเดหังบาดปังสุวโรตมะบุเทโยคลิโตโตโสบุตโตธรรมตุตังมะมังบุตังยาวนิบานะปริยันตังสรณังกัจฉา สวากขาโตภะคะวะตาธัมโมสันติเทโกกาลิโกยะหิปัสสิโกโอปนัยโกปัจจตังเวทิตาโพวิญโยหิตินะโมตัสสะ นิกาสธรรมาสายเจธรรมาติตาชายเจธรรมาปัจจุบันนาชายธรรมายหังวันดามิสัพพะทานาทิเมสรณังอัญญังธัมโมเมสรณังวรังเอเตนะสัจวะเจนะโหตุเตจายมังคลังโอตมังเอนะวันเดหังธัมมัญจติเวทังวรังธัมเมโยคลิโตโตโส มะมังกัมมังยาวริปานะปริยันตังสุปฏิปันโนภะคะวะโตสาวกสังโฆโยจะปฏิปันโนภะคะวะโตสาวกสังโฆญาญาปฏิปันโนภะคะวะโตสาวกสังโฆสามิชิปฏิปันโนภะคะวะโตสาวกสังโฆยะติตังคาตาริปุริสโยกานิอัตถปุริสปุกลาเอสาภะคะวะโตสาวกสังโฆอาหุเนยโยปาหุเนยโยดักขิเนยโยอัญจลิกรณีโยอนุตตรังปุญญาเขตังอินะโมตัสสะหะทาริยปุกลามหาสังฆัสสะเอชะสังฆาติตาชาเอชะสังฆาอนาคตาปัจจุบันนาชะเอสังฆายะหังวันดามิสัพพะทานาทิเมสรณังอัญญังสังโฆเมสรณังวรังเอเตนะโอตุเตจายมังคลังโอตมังเอนะวันเดหังสังฆัชติวิโรตมังสังเฮโยคลิโตโตโสสังโฆขมาตุตังมะมะสังฆังยาวนิบานะปริยันตังสรณัง Evaṃ buddhaṃ sarantānaṃ dhammāṃ saṅghāṃ ca vikhavā bhayaṃ vā caṃ vitātaṃ vā lomahaṃ sonahe sati ganasara padite nādīpe nātamodaṃ sināti lokadīpaṃ Tam buddhaṃ pujayāmi tamonodam gandhasamma rayotena dhopenaham sugandhina pujaye pujaniyantam pujavajanamotama vanagandhaganapetam edam kusamasantate pujayami munindasa siripada sarorohe pujayami buddham kusamena nena punyena metena chahoto mokha Vapang nilayate yatha idam me kaya Sabhavang nirodha samapatito udayedva nisinassaviya Bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa Emenade penado pena popena poje mi poje mi mang depa Nama sakala sambuddhanam pacceka buddhanam agasavakanam mahasavakanam arahantanam pakate selang aham pitesa anuvataka homi mani papani vannena peso vanna gandhena peso gandhang santa nena peso santanam kepameva dopanam dogandhang dosantanam papunisate evameva sabbe sankaraya nisya sabbe sankhara dukkha sabbe dhammaya natate emaya dhammano dhamma patipattaya emaya dhammano dhamma patipattaya dhamma emaya dhammano dhamma patipattaya sangha vandami cediyam sabang sapadhane supatethita saririka dhado mahabodhing bodharobam Namo tassa bhagavato arahato vipati siddhya sapadukkham saya sabarrogang vinasaya bhavedekhayo kadayakam sapalokam hitathaya paritang tang vanamahe samantha chakavalesu atra gachantu devadasa dhammang muniraja Ananda Parita Savana Vadanta Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Evam me sudang ekam samayang bhagava savatiyang viharati jetavane anatha bindikasa arame athakanyatara devadaya vekandaya ratiya avekandavana kevalakapa jetavana gophasetvayena bhagavaten upasangami upasangami dva bhagavantang abhivadetva ekamantang athasi ekamantang devada bhagavantang athaya jabhasi bahudeva manusacha mangalani acintayong akankhamanasotanang Uttamang sevana javalanang panditanang cha sevana puja cha pujaniyanang galamuttamang patiropade savaso cha Atasama padideshaya mangalamuttamang vahusachancha se pancha vinaya cha susikita subhasita chaya vacha etang Uttamang adapito pathanang kotadarasa sangaho anakulachakammanta etang mangalamuttamang danancha dhammacariya chanyatakanancha sangaho anavajjani kamani etang tamang arati virati pabamajjapana cha sanyamaya pamadocha soyedang mangalamuttamang aravajani vato cha santute cha katanyata kalena dhamma savanang etang mangalamuttamang kante cha savacha sata samananang cha kalena etang mangalamuttamang tapacha brahmacharya chaya riya sachana dasana nibbana sachikiriya chayetang amang putha salokadhame chetang yasana kampati asokang virajang kemang etang mangalamuttamang etanisanikatmana sabadhama parajeta sabbatha satyenga chanti tang tesang mangalamuttamante etena sa เจนะโสติเตเอเตนะสัจวะเจนะสัพพะเอเตนะสัจวะเจนะสัพพายาเวนัสโตเอเตนะจัปะเจนะสัพพะโรกาเวนัสโตเอเตนะจัปะเจนะโหตุเตจยามังคลังเอเตนะสัจวะเจนะนาคยังสัพเพเทยาวิภาจันโตสัพพะโรโควินาศโตมาเตภวะโตอันตรายโยสุขิติขายุโกภวะภวะโตสัพพะมังคลาราคันโตสัพพะเทวตาสัพพะพุทธานุภาเวนัสสะโสทิภวันตุเตภวตุสัพพะมังคลาราคันโตสัพพะเทวตาสัพพะธัมมานุภาเวนัสสะโสทิภวันตุเตภวตุสัพพะมังคลาราคันโตสัพพะเทวตาสัพพะสังฆานุภาเวนะภวันตุเตนะคาตายาคาโบดานังปะปะกะนิวารณาปเรตาสานุภาเวนะหันตุเตอุปัฏฐเวเดววัสตุกาเลนะทัสสะสัมปติเหตุชาเอโตภวตุโลกเจราเจภวตุธัมมิโกยังตุนิมิตตังอาการตังบุทธานุภาเวนะวินาสมินโตธัมมานุภาเวนะวินาสมินโตสังฆานุภาเวนะวินาสมินโตอากาสัทธาชภูมาทาเทวานาคามหิทธิกาปุญญาตังอนุโมเดตวาเจราราคันโตสาสนาเจราราคันโตเทศนังเจราราคันโตมังปะราเอตาวตาเชอาเมหิสัมปตังปุญญสัมปทาสัพเพเทวาสัพเพพุทธายานุโมทันตุสัพเพอนุโมทันตุสัพพะสัมปติสิทธิยานิพพานสัมปติสิทธิยาเอตังโนญาตินังโหตุสุขิตาหันตุญาตยะเอตังโนญาตินังโหตุสุขิตาหันตุญาตยะเอตังโนญาตินังโหตุสุขิตาหันตุญาตยะสัพเพพุทธาภลาภัตตาปัจเจกานัญจยังวะลังอรหันตานัญจร Tang bandami sabasa sabe dhamma vala pataya riya sachana jayang vala dhamma jaga sade jena rakang bandami sabasa sabe sangha vala pataya matana chayang vala sasana sade jena rakang bandami sabasa kayena vacha cetena pamadena maya kada acayang kamami bhante bhore bhanya kata kata kayena maya kada gacayang kamami dhammo sanditeka kalika kayena vacha cetena pamadena maya kada acayang kamami sangha punya Anutarang imina punya kamena mame bala samagama sadang samagama hatu yavane panapatiya edang me punya kamang asavakayang vahang hatu sapadukang pamachado nibbana sapachaya hatu sadhu sadhu sadhu.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Triple homage to Bhagavati our Guruji, most venerable Acharya Vidarakitavanti. Homage to Kasavante, Sanjanavante, and all the members of Mahasangha. Dear Venerable monks, meritorious Upasakas and Upasika, Namo Buddhaya, and a very hearty welcome to this Sunday morning program. Just now we have offered puja in the name of Maupasika Maitri Nandanama, and she is turning 80 years. As you know, she is the mother of our respected Anand Bantiji. She has given her son to the Sangha, such a noble punya karma by offering a son to the Sangha. Because of the great mother like Maitri Amma, now we have Anand Bante in the Sangha, and Anand Bantiji is rendering a lot of Dhamma service for the welfare and happiness of all of us, not only in the Bangalore center but in all the Mahabodhi centers in India and our centers abroad. Bhante has done a lot of Dhamma services. So today we dedicate this puja in the name of Maitri Amma, and they are offering Sangatana. So we will bless Amma for her good health, happiness and peace of mind. And we just now received the news in our Devamali centers, 6 boys, they are ordained as a monk. Our Venerable Bimala Chitta, he sent me a message that to do the puja for them. And one more dedications as Mahavali Sankar family, they're offering the Sangatana. So having offered the puja, having expressed our gratitude to the Triple Gem, our mind are imbued, suffused with the devotions. A devotion is the first step of spiritual progress. Devotion best with understanding, not blindly devotion, with right kind of devotion. When we pay our Shraddha to the Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha, actually we strengthen our commitment to the path to enlightenment. The path of purification starts right there when we undertake the 3 refuges. Whatever wealth there may be in this world or in the next, there is no equal or greater wealth than the Buddha. That is why in the Pali it is said, Yankinchi ratanam loki vichati vividha buddhu ratanam buddhang samagnati ratanam dhamma samagnati ratanam sangha samagnati. So, tasmasoti bhavantu me. That is why we should understand what are these triple gem, the 3 refuges. There is no greater, superior wealth in this entire universe than the Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha. Buddha is our supreme teacher. He is the supremely enlightened master. And the Dhamma, what he preached, is noble truth, the 4 noble truths. And the Sangha is the holy order of monks who are walking on this path to enlightenment. They are exemplars. If this Buddha is just like the doctor, Dhamma is just like the medicine, and Sangha is the nurse. So having understood that, please undertake the 5 precepts. Nityang Sukhino Bhavantu. Yamahang vadami tang vadeta. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Buddhang saranang gacchami. Dhammang saranang gacchami. Sanghang saranang gacchami. Dutiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami. Dutiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami. Dutiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami. Saranagamanang paripurnang. Panatipata vedamani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Adinnadana vedamani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Kamesu miccācara vedamani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Musavada vedamani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Surameraya majjapamadatthana vedamani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Saranena saddhing panchasilang dhammang sadhukang surakkhitam katva appamadena sampadetha. Okay. So now, having undertaken the precepts, it is time to do meditation for some time. I request Venerable Bhante, Sajjana Bhante to conduct the meditation session.
Okay, good morning, my dear brother and sister. It's time to meditate. Let's start our meditation. Okay, second to please. Close your eyes and your mouth normally and very neatly. Take 10% of breath normally and mindfully. Control your mind in this. Breathe in and breathe in. Breathe in out and breathe in, please. By practicing in this anapanasati meditation, establish mindfulness. As a seekers after the truth, as a seekers after liberation, as a seeker after purifications of mind, purifications of life, we will not escape this technique for foundations of mindfulness. To establish this mindfulness, our Buddhas in Masadipatthana Sutta says 4 ways. But this morning, I would like to tell you only one way. Sapakaya pati samvedi asa siksamiti sikati. Sapakaya pati samvedi pasa siksamiti sikati. Sabakaya means whole body or the breath, whole body and the breath. In the beginning, through the middle to the end. Whole body or the breath might be clear in our mind. This is beginning of the breath. This is the middle of the breath. This is the end of the breath might be clear in our mind. Clearly to understand in Visuddhimagga also, Buddhagota commentator says, Phokto kasi chaitan tapetoa. Phokto kasi chaitan tapetoa. Phokso kasa means touching with the breath in no place. breath and no breath are ever touching. Do not miss, my dear brother and sister. Cut your mind in this, touching with the breath and no breath. In this touching with the breath and no breath, we must face the family or the element. In the beginning, breathing in and breathing out, or we come single. We already know this is only breathing in and breathing out. But it's not only breathing in and breathing out. Sometimes liquidity and fluidity nature also comes and goes out. Sometimes rosy nature and certain nature also comes and goes out. Sometimes pushing comes in, goes in this, touching with the place and no place. Actually, Rosan's nature and certain nature are called Patavi Dhatu. Sometimes hot nature and cool nature comes and goes out. It is called Tejo Dhatu. Liquidity and fluidity float with the breath together. It is called Vayota Abodhatu. Sometimes pushing comes in, goes out, comes in, goes out. It is called the elemental air, Vayota. These are called the primary elements. In this way, we can take analysis in this touching with the breath and no place by using some jhana. Sambhajana. Sambhajana means sam in the part in janat. Three words comes in together according to grammatically. Sam means systematically, part means detail, jhana means understanding. So samjana means systematically understanding, trying to understand it in detail in our mind. So by using some jhana, we can analyze in these families elements. So first of all, we need to know the reality's nature. Later on, we need to try to understand true nature. Without understanding true nature, we cannot solve any problems of life. Understanding true nature is very nice to solve the problem of the life. So my dear brother and sister, by using this samjhana, try to know true nature. Try to understand true nature. Now we shall see like this. In the present time, we are taken in anapanasati meditation. We should analyze what I mean, where I mean, what I mean doing, what is meditator, who is meditator, who is meditating master, like this. Actually, there is no meditator, no meditation master. Only sati, guardian of the mind, samadhi, stability of the mind, viriya, effort, energetic weight of the mind, panya, understanding of the mind, clearly understand, clearly comprehension of the mind and body are working together according to their nature. There is no I, no me, no soul, no meditator, no meditation master. It is merely sankhara. So, Buddha says, Soda sankhara bhunjoyam. In this way, we need to take analysis, and there's our mental and physical body. Surely, if we can face it in this way, we can overcome wrong view of the individuality and doubt, Sakaya Ditti and Vichikiccha. If we can overcome Sakaya Ditti and Vichikiccha, at the time it can be said that get in the past state of sainthood, Sotapanna. So, my dear brother and sister, at the beginning time, we need to cultivate mindfulness and practicing this anapanasati meditation. So press your mind on this, touching with the breath and no place. Keep your mindfulness and this, the tap force, no place. Nasikeki chaitan tapetawa. Nasikeki chaitan tapetawa. Tomakan chaitan satiya samachanyaya cha rakitavan. Buddha says like this. So, my dear brother and sister, do not miss, don't forget, not forgetfulness. Apamadina, karota, apamadina, vayamata, apamadina, savakechani, sambadita. Bhavatu sabha mangalam rakantu sabha divata sabha buddha nubhavena sabha dhamma nubhavena sabha sangha nubhavena sada sukhi bhavantu te.
Thank you so much, Sajjana Bhakti, for your wonderful meditation teaching. That was a very peaceful and very tranquil meditation we did together. I hope you have enjoyed this meditation session. Okay, so now we will listen to Dhamma. Amma, we welcome you, Maitri Amma. We welcome you, and we already did the puja for you. Already we offered puja for your good health, long life, and peace of mind. And after this Dhamma discourse, we will have a felicitation and honoring ceremony for Upasika, Mahapasika. Okay, now I request Venerable Sugatananda Bhante to deliver the Dhamma discourse today.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa buddhang dhammang sanghang namasami. So today we will talk about 4 kinds of powers as stated by the Supreme Buddha in Anguttara Nikaya. These are the powers or the abilities that all of us need to develop, whether monk or lay person, for spiritual growth. And the first power is, there are 4 powers there called the power of wisdom, the power of energy, the power of blamelessness, and the power of sustaining a favorable relationship. The first, Lord Buddha talks about the power of wisdom. What is the power of wisdom? One who has clearly seen and explored with wisdom those qualities that are unwholesome and reckoned as unwholesome, and then those are wholesome and reckoned as wholesome. Those who are blamable and unblameable. Those who are blameless. Those qualities are dark and those qualities are bright. Those qualities which should not be cultivated and should be cultivated. Those are unworthy of the noble ones and reckoned as unworthy of the noble ones, and those who are worthy of the noble ones and reckoned as worthy of the noble ones. This is called the power of wisdom. So wisdom starts with understanding, right understanding of wholesome and unwholesome. What is wholesome, what is unwholesome, what is praiseworthy, what is not praiseworthy. For example, we say greed is unwholesome, hatred is unwholesome, ignorance is unwholesome. So any action done with these things is considered as unwholesome. Non-greed, broadness of mind, generosity of mind, this is considered wholesome. Metta, karuna, this is considered wholesome instead of hatred, non-hatred. Then wisdom instead of ignorance, wisdom, the right understanding of the phenomena as it is considered wholesome. So these things, Lord Buddha says, one who has clearly seen and explored with wisdom, not just hearing or reading or just by intellectually understanding or grasping, but has clearly seen. For example, when we have greed, we know this is greed. We know this is the power of the greed that makes our mind heavy, unpleasant, like fire burning, or like when we have hatred, similar feelings, similar reactions happen with our mind. So, knowing when the greed arises, we know this is greed. When the hatred arises, we know this is hatred. And not that's also not enough. When the greed arises, we know that it is greed. And when the greed arises, we know what it has, what effect it has on the mind. Clearly seen and explored with wisdom, Lord Buddha says. Clearly seen and explored. So he has explored, not just he has seen this is greed and he has stopped here. It is greed, and what does it do to the mind? What effect it has on the mind at that point of time? When the hatred arises, what effect does it have on the mind at that point of time? Ignorance. It clouds the mind. It doesn't let us see things. It, we become unwise. We do wrong actions when the ignorance arises. So, knowing these things, wholesome and unwholesome, how they are, how they react, how they arise, and what are praiseworthy and what are not praiseworthy, what are dark, what are bright, whatever qualities are dark, bad, not to be cultivated, and what qualities, what practices to be cultivated. And this all comes from the understanding of the mind itself. This cannot come from the understanding of external things. External things are just impressions through the senses. But then, when it reacts with the mind, when it reacts and whatever defilement is generated, then we understand this is a defilement, this makes our mind ignorant, this makes our mind hot, this makes our mind unpleasant, not peaceful, not calm, not there is no stability here. When we explore like this, then we know this is blameworthy or this is praiseworthy. Then we know this is dark or bright, should be cultivated or should not be cultivated. That's why Lord Buddha had said at the very beginning itself, clearly seen and explored with wisdom, not just hearing, but clearly seeing and exploring. And this is inward exploration that we practice on a day to day basis, whatever mental qualities we experience. So we see that this is the power of wisdom. This is the power of wisdom because this gives us the right kind of understanding and the right kind of attitude, samadhi and samma sankappa. These two are the first two factors of the Noble Eightfold Path, samadhi and samma sankappa, right understanding and the right mindset or right attitude, right thought. These two factors, when we understand like this, then these two factors we can develop. And by developing only these factors, the rest of the factors like right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, and right mindfulness, and right samadhi, right calmness of the mind, not a concentration. Samadhi is not a concentration of the mind. Sometimes, many times, people say concentration, concentration. It is not concentration. As explained in the, uh, say for example, as explained in the Satchavimanga Sutta. Most Venerable Sariputta, the right hand chief disciple of Lord Buddha, has explained what is Samadhi? These four jhanas. First jhana, second, third, four jhanas. And none of the explanations given there talks about concentration. It talks about peaceful unification of the mind. It talks about peaceful unification of the wholesome qualities of the mind. One-pointedness of the mind, which happens peacefully. When we say concentration, there is an element of force, there is an element of unease involved there. It is not like this. Samadhi is peaceful unification of the mind, the stability of the mind, the calmness of the mind. So this comes from this power of wisdom. This comes from this power of wisdom. Then there is second power. Lord Buddha says second power is the power of energy. What is that? One generates desire to abandon those qualities that are unwholesome and reckoned as unwholesome, that are blamable and reckoned as blamable, that are dark and reckoned as dark, that should not be cultivated and reckoned as should not be cultivated. Those who are unworthy of the noble ones, like that. So one makes effort, arouses energy, applies one's mind and strives for this to abandon again and again. To abandon with patience, patient endurance. Because these are the tendencies based on greed and hatred and ignorance and whatever dark qualities of the mind, defilements of the mind, they appear again and again. So one has to make effort, arouse energy, applies one's mind and strive for this repeatedly, not just one time or two times or three times or 1,000 times. That is not good enough. So one has to try several times for several years and for several lives sometimes maybe. But if one tries like that, then one can overcome these the desire to abandon these unwholesome qualities. That is the first part. And then one generates desire to obtain all those qualities that are considered as wholesome, bright, should be cultivated, worthy of the noble ones. So here, worthy of the noble ones, everywhere Lord Buddha is saying worthy of the noble ones, which is what the enlightened disciples, the Arya Savaka, what they follow, worthy of the noble ones, their way of life, their way of living. If you make an effort to cultivate the qualities of an Arya, if you then only you are walking on the path of being an Arya. It is not that we do not make the effort to be like an Arya. For example, take any of the 5 precepts. The Sotapanna is incapable of breaking these 5 precepts. So when you follow these 5 precepts, or 8 precepts, or more 10 precepts, or 227, whatever it is, when we follow these precepts, we also recollect. These are the qualities of the noble ones. These are the qualities of the Aryas. If I cultivate them, then only my mind will incline towards that state, liberated state. If I do not cultivate them, then my mind will not be inclined towards that liberated state. My mind will go back to the worldly state, the state which is rooted in defilements. So that's why he says again and again, reckon as worthy of the noble ones, which the noble ones follow, which is their basic characteristic, basic behavior. So we also cultivate such qualities so that we can be like them, we can attain like them. This is the power of energy, abandoning of the unwholesome. And then developing, cultivating of the wholesome. And so, if next time a defilement comes, greed comes, hatred comes, whatever comes, if so, this is also a practice, part of our meditation practice. You can see like this, whenever it comes, any unwholesome quality, and you make the effort to abandon. Sometimes the mind can abandon easily. Sometimes the mind cannot abandon easily. Sometimes the mind has to struggle. So, and sometimes mind may not be able to abandon at that point of time. And sometimes mind will be able to abandon at that point of time itself. None of these things that happens is without conditions, without causes and conditions. So we explore, at so and so time I was able to abandon the unwholesome qualities. Because, why? Maybe because my mindfulness was strong, my wisdom faculty was strong, my samadhi was good, and at another time I was not able to do that. Maybe any of these faculties were missing. Wise attention was missing, samadhi was missing, sati was missing, wisdom was missing. So, which is why I could not abandon. So we explore and then we strengthen these qualities which were missing. We strengthen those qualities which are missing. So, at a future point of time, we can overcome them with ease, not with struggle or not with difficulty. And this is also a matter of cultivation, part of bhavana itself. What is the power? And then there is the power of blamelessness. Noble disciple engages in blameless bodily, verbal, and mental action. That is the power of blamelessness. So, blameless. Anavajjata. Anavajja. Whatever is blameworthy is abandoned. Whatever is not blameworthy is cultivated. In Mahamangala Sutta also Lord Buddha says, Anavajjani kammani etang mangalam uttamam. Pursuing blameless actions, cultivating blameless actions, this is a great blessing. This is a great blessing. So here we cultivate that. Whatever is blameless, blameless in the sense whatever is based on virtue, whatever is based on wisdom, whatever is based on samadhi, right understanding, that is blameless. Whatever is rooted in ignorance, greed, hatred, ignorance, whatever is away from the sila, whatever is like breaking the precepts, breaking the sila, breaking the good conduct, whatever is not based on metta karuna, this is blameworthy. So any action such as that, we strive to cultivate blameless actions. This is the power of blamelessness. And then there is the fourth power, sustaining a favorable relationship. These are the four means by sustaining a favorable relationship. 4 ways to sustain a good relationship. By giving, dana, endearing speech, good speech, beneficent conduct, kind conduct, helpful conduct, and impartiality, by being impartial. So, by generosity, by kind speech, by helpful conduct, and by impartiality, one can maintain the good relationships in and around one person. Among gifts, the best is the gift of DHAMMA. Among types of endearing speech, best is repeatedly teaching the Dhamma to one who is interested in it and listens with eager ears. Among types of beneficial conduct, the best is one who encourages settles and establishes a person with one faith and accomplishment of faith, an immoral person in the accomplishment of virtuous behavior, a miserly person in the accomplishment of generosity, unwise person in the accomplishment of wisdom. So, dana, sharing, starting with normal, ordinary material things, but then graduating to Dhammadhana. And speech, kind speech, speech spoken with metta, karuna, speech spoken with wisdom, with a mind of kindness and helpfulness. And then the best speech is, Lord Buddha says, the speech of Dhamma. So if one is willing to or interested in listening to Dhamma, one should speak to Dhamma to that person again and again. And beneficent conduct, helpful conduct. What is helpful conduct? If your friend is a drunkard and you give him money every day to drink, that is not be helpful conduct. That is bad conduct on your behalf, on your part as well. So Lord Buddha says the best is one, if one does not have faith in the good things, wholesome, unwholesome, good, bad, then one tries to establish that person. Oh, you must develop faith in wholesome and unwholesome, good and bad. If you are not following Sila, if somebody is not following Sila, you encourage. No, you be moral, you be good, you cultivate goodness, you cultivate virtues. Don't remain immoral, be virtuous. If somebody is not generous, then one should encourage, you be generous, don't be a miser. And then if somebody is unwise, we encourage them, oh, you should cultivate wisdom. This is the beneficial conduct. A person lacking in faith is not just blind faith, faith is rooted in wisdom, rooted in right understanding, wholesome and unwholesome, knowing them correctly. At the beginning on the Lord Buddha said the power of wisdom. So that kind of faith which is rooted in wisdom, with the right faith, this is wholesome, this is unwholesome, this is good, this is bad. And then encouraging to practice sila, encouraging to give dana, encouraging to develop wisdom. This is the helpful conduct. The best is that, and amongst the types of impartiality, impartial behavior, not doing partiality, behaving properly with everybody, not out of favor, not out of liking or disliking, whatever one deserves. The best here is amongst the impartiality, Lord Buddha says, is amongst the being between a Sotapanna and another Sotapanna, Sakatagami and another Sakatagami, Anagami and another Anagami, and an Arahant and another Arahant. So how they treat each other, how they deal with each other. Oh, this person is Sotapanna, I am also a Sotapanna. So see how noble their mind will be when they talk to each other, how noble their mind will be, how elevated their mind will be, or they are Sakatagami or Anagami or Arahant, how one Arahant will talk to another Arahant with complete understanding, complete wisdom, complete knowledge of Dhamma, they will talk to each other. So that kind of impartiality, not looking down or not looking, not like suffering, not when you deal with people, you don't have superiority complex towards them or inferiority complex towards them or any complex towards them. You deal with them as they are. And then when Lord Buddha says, when you have these powers, a noble disciple possesses these powers, he transcends 5 fears. He can overcome these 5 fears. Fear of loss of livelihood, fear of disrepute, fear of timidity in assemblies, fear of death, and fear of bad destination. A noble disciple reflects thus, I am not afraid on account of my livelihood, because His livelihood is good. It's based on wholesome livelihood. Why should I be afraid on account of my livelihood? I don't do anything wrong to earn money. I don't do anything bad to earn money. Why should I be afraid? I have these four powers. I have the power of wisdom and energy and blamelessness and sustaining a favorable relationship. An unwise person might be afraid on account of these livelihood, whose actions are bodily, verbal, and mental actions are blamable, but I don't have to be like them. I am not afraid of disrepute. I'm not afraid of disrepute. People will say bad things. My reputation will go away. I'm not afraid of that. I'm not afraid of timidity in a sense. Because if somebody is cultivating like that, then even if people were to say bad things about that person, he knows I am good. Therefore, whatever is being spoken here is not true. Therefore, I don't need to feel that somebody is not giving me, somebody is bringing me disrepute. It's not like that. My conduct is good enough. So whatever people say or don't say, if my conduct is good enough, then I have no disrepute, because my conduct is not, it's not blameworthy, it is blameless. And then I am not afraid of timidity in assemblies, wherever I go and sit and talk, wherever meetings, assemblies, whatever I attend to, because the conduct is such, conduct is good. And there's power of wisdom, power of energy, power of blamelessness, and power of sustaining favorable relationships. So one is not a timid person, one is not thinking. Otherwise, if we do bad and people are talking about us, Lord Buddha said, such people will always think, oh, they might be talking about me, they might be criticizing me, they may be talking behind my back, if our conduct is bad. But if our conduct is good, we have no such worries. We are not afraid uh, we are not timid. We would not be arrogant also, but we would not be timid, or we would not be afraid. Oh, people will say these, people will say that. Not like that, because we know we are good persons. And then we are not also afraid of death. Why should I be afraid of death? Because I know my actions are so good that death will also not be a problem for me. Even if death comes, whenever it comes, it has to come. It will not be a problem for me. I can face it with wisdom. And then I'm also not afraid of bad destination. Why should I be afraid of bad destination? I have the four powers. So by having these four powers, unwise person or a lazy person or a person who has blameworthy actions or a person who's uh, blameworthy said, then such a person who does not sustain favorable relationship, he may go to a bad destination. But I have done all these, so I don't have to be worried about the bad destination. After death, wherever I will go, I will surely go to a good place. So a lot of people think, no, oh, what will happen after I die? Where will I go? Where will I be born? Like that. Lord Buddha says, if you are cultivating these powers, power of wisdom, power of energy, power of blamelessness, and power of maintaining, sustaining favorable relationships in the right way as here, not according to your wish, but according to what Lord Buddha has taught, then you are not even afraid of death or a bad destination. You know it is going to be good only. So when a noble disciple possesses these powers, he has transcended these five fears. The fears, what are these fears? As we discussed, fear of loss of livelihood, fear of disrepute, fear of timidity in assemblies, fear of death, and fear of bad destination. All these fears would not come to him. So this is a very wonderful sutta. Not just this one. Everything what the Supreme Buddha said is wonderful, because that comes out of the mouth of somebody who has attained to the supreme level of perfection, highest level of wisdom, highest level of attainment. So anything that is spoken by the Supreme Buddha, Lord Buddha says, anything that is useless, I don't speak. Anything that is not proper, I don't speak. Anything that is not with metta karuna, I don't speak. And even after anything that is not truthful, I don't speak. And even after that, I also speak when it is the right time. So that is the power of the Sammasambuddha. So every word that is uttered has the power to make our mind better, and if rightly cultivated, has the power to liberate our mind. So we hope that you remember these powers, and you can later on go through it again. The four kinds of powers later on, or recollect it again and again, the power of wisdom and energy and blameless conduct and maintaining, sustaining favorable relationships, and the way it has to be done. If you are able to practice it, then automatically all these fears about your present life, about your future life will disappear. This guarantee I am not giving, the Supreme Buddha, the Omniscient One, has given. So you can take it safely. So with this, we would conclude today's Dhamma discourse, and also our Mahavasika Maitri Amma, whatever merits from Dhamma discourse we share with you today, and also we'll have some subsequent programs. So may Amma receive all these merits, and may you live healthy, happy, and keep practicing Dhamma, and may you attain the Magga Phala at the earliest. Sukhino Bhavantu.
एक उनका डॉक्टर किसी विद्या अम्मा विद्या एंड दोनों जीवन शुद्ध ठीक है उसके बाद ऑनर करेंगे ओके अम्मा थोड़ा बोलेंगे क्या हाँ अम्मा तो माइक लगाना पड़ेगा एक अम्मा खुद करने से करेगा उसके बाद उसका दो बेटी है अम्मा का यशोधरा और विद्या अम्मा लास्ट में पुनः मल्लिकार्जुन पे जी भाई माइक लगा So dear Dhamma friends, what a wonderful Dhamma discourse you have just listened from Sugatananda Bhante about the powers, the four powers, and how to lead a blameless life, and how to develop wisdom, energy, and meditation, and how to lead a pure Dhamma life. I hope you have understood that, and you please go through the discourse from Anguttara Nikaya. So that was a wonderful discourse. I will not tell elaborately on that. It's up to you now to study and search and learn this sutta from Anguttara Nikaya. We have now a very pleasant and very happy occasion of the birthday of Mahavasika Maitri Nandana. You know, to give a Dhamma son to the Sangha is indeed a great merit and great blessings. The Buddha says even we carry our parents on our shoulders and go around the world for hundreds and thousands of years, then also we cannot pay the gratitude to our mother and father. They are our true benefactors. They brought to this world, and they also give the Dhamma. That is very special. Whatever gift you may give, but the gift of Dhamma is the supreme. That's what the Buddha said. Now, Maitri Amma is very special. In today's world, in 2021, where the people in South India, they are reluctant to give their sons to the Sangha. How many parents they would wish that their son become a monk? So she actually offered the Sangha 33 years ago. Anand Bantes now is 33 years as a monk. So such a great sacrifice Amma has done to the Sangha. And we really sincerely do our puja and we are grateful to Amma for giving this precious and valuable and wonderful son to the Sangha. Thereby, so many people are getting benefited with her noble actions. This is a Mahapunya. Amma, you are turning 80 today. In fact, tomorrow is your birthday, 1st of February. But they are offering Sangadana today. Tomorrow will be also Sangadana. And Anand Bhante is away, he is in Mysore. But he already expressed and she told us to the Sangha to offer the puja and bless you. So on this 80th birthday, Amma, your name is Maitri. That is why we can see the kindness in your heart. And at this age, you still look very bright and healthy without much complications. This is the blessings we can see here and now. Amma can be a role model for others. You see, especially the people here, all of us sitting here. Maitri Amma is a true role model. Similarly, Anand Bante's father also, late Upasaka YB Nandana. So we have the honoring and release of books, Dhamma books, dedicating to Maitri Amma. Before that, Amma, would you like to speak a few words? Give a message to on your birthday. We'd be happy. Okay. Okay. So, Maitri Amma, Malati Amma, and Yashodhara and Vidya Amma, you please come here. We will release the book first, and then Amma, please speak. Yeah. The books which are going to release, uh, from the Nandana family, they have offered this Dhammadana, the two books, and they are paid 20,000 for the Dhammadana, and also they are offering Sangadana to all the monks. The first book is in Delhi Puja book in Kannada, and another book is the Hallowed Times Mahamangala Mahajai Gatha, written by our Paribandhi. So these two books we will be soon released, and these books are sponsored by Mahapasaka and Upasika Nandana family. Come here, Amma. Amma want to pay respect. Sukhi ho tu, Amma. Sukhi ho tu. Nibbana ho. अम्मा को बैठने देते हैं Amma is strong. Amma don't need a chair. Okay, so we will release the first book in which one? In this book? English, man. Okay, the first book in English, which is written by Bhadabhanti, Hallowed Times, that is Jai Mangala Gatha, with background stories. So we dedicate this book to Maitri Amma. Please release the book. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Amma will take a picture with you. Can I have your phone? Take. Thank you so much, Amma. We will hold like this and take a picture. This is the book written by our Bhadabhanti. A very wonderful book. Hallowed Times. There is a background stories of each gathas, each verses. So we dedicate this book to Mahapasaka Late Sri Y.B. Nandana and Srimati Maitri Amma. This book is published on the occasion of 80th birthday of Srimati Maitri Nandana, the wife of Mahapasaka Late Sri Y.B. Nandana. We will hold this. Vajira, take here. We have one more book in Kannada, that is the Delhi Buddhist Channel. Okay. Okay, so this is a daily puja book in Kannada, and we request Malati Amma and Vidya Madam and Yashodhara Madam, and the two wonderful daughters, and Malati Amma also a long time, Kalyana Mitra, 50 years of friendship. Them, so we request all the three to release this book. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Amma, may you live long with best of health and peace of mind. May this Dhammadana conduce to your spiritual progress and progress towards Nibbana. Thank you. Okay, so we dedicate this book also to Mahapasaka Y.B. Nandana and Upasika Maitri Amma. Now, Amma, please speak a few words. Okay. Honoring कर दी मैंने honoring कर दी बोले ठीक हो गया honoring कर दी बोलने दो ना बोलने दो क्या honoring last में कर दी बोल के. Okay, now we request Maitri Amma to speak a few words to all. Please come here, Amma. Sadhu, sadhu. Okay. What Amma said, I hope you understood. Amma's message is very clear to all of you that you should give Dharma to your children. She has done a service, she offered the Sangha, and she gave the best gift to her son in the form of Ananda Bhante. And you can see, because of Ananda Bhante, Karnataka and entire India and the world is getting benefited. So from a life of a bhikkhu, you can see how the world gets benefit. So you try to make your son and daughter as a monk. If not, then you give them the Dhamma. That is what I understood from Amma's message. Okay, we will honor now to Amma with some Dhamma gift. I request Bhante Sajjana to Sajjana Bhante and Sudananda Venerable. पकड़ेगा भी स्टैचू
आइए तरफ से आप देखिए थोड़ा अच्छा से फोटो लेना
साधु साधु ओके वजह आप लगा
संजय आओ ना फोटो ले
Mahapasaka is very happy. This boy is very happy. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. ये
खुला वाला दे देगा ना
Amma, we offer this statue to you.
Yeah. आइए आप लोग सब आपका फैमिली आइए विद्या मैडम
आइए प्लीज कम फैमिली विद्या में आइए
सब मां आइए विद्या मैडम दीजिए अम्मा थोड़ा पास में जाके आइए सही नहीं मुझे बनिए अम्मा कई हल्के हां
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. आ रहा है सबका है फोटो
तो हम इसको पैक करके आपको दे देगा हां
ओके Amma Mahapunyo, we are very happy Amma to see you healthy. May you live long and keep blessings and guiding us. Okay, Amma. ये वाला नहीं देना है
उसी के अंदर बुद्धा स्टैचू है तो ले देते तो ले जा सकता है
Okay. So we will bless now. Amma can sit here.
Yes.
We'll do blessings.
मैं पूछना चाहता हूं आप यहां बैठिए हां
Amma, Prophet Kudi, Dinan blessing Martivi.
नहीं होता है मैं पूछ देता हूं आप लोग बैठ जाइए
Oh.
हां इधर
So yeah.
ये अम्मा
Okay, so all the Bantes, now we will bless to Maitri Amma for good health, long life, and peace of mind. Sabitiyo vivachanto saharondo vinasato mate bhavatu antaray sukhi dikayuko bhavatu sakkamangala rakhantu sabbatevata sarvabhutanubhavena sada sokhi bhavantu te bhavatu sarvamangala rakhantu sabbatevata sarvadhammanubhavena sada sokhi bhavantu te bhavatu sarvamangala rakhantu sabbatevata sarvasankhanubhavena sada sokhi bhavantu te abhivadamasiresa nityam buddha pacayino Chataro dhamma vaddhanti ayuvanno sukham vadam ayurarogya sampatti sarga sampatti mevacha ato nibbana sampatti iminate samichatoti sadhu sadhu. May, by the blessings of Buddha Dhamma Sangha, by the blessings of our Guruji, Bhante and Kasabante, all the Bhikkhu Sangha, Upasika, Maitri Amma, may you live long with good health, happiness and peace of mind. May you keep growing in the path of Dhamma and blessings and attain to the ultimate bliss of Nibbana. Okay, Amma. Sukhi Godu, Sukhi Rahe Amma. Okay, उसको बुला उधर ही दे दे। Okay. पानी लाए? आया क्या फैमिली है? Okay. चलो इस जारी करेंगे। मैंने बोला आप करें पुण्य नमोदन मैंने बोला पुण्य नमोदन मैंने वहाँ का सच्चा से बोलेंगे शॉप में। Okay, ठीक है। आप करेंगे Upasaka Mavali Sankar family.
Mavali Sankar family, Punya Madana in the name of. Please come, Mama. आप लोग को बैठिए कैसे? बैठिए हो जाएगा।
Muniswami ne, late father ne, Kajira, late father-in-law or father, Muniswami.
Father-in-law.
Please pour it. We will now share the merit with late Muni Nath Muniswamiji, the father-in-law of Vasika, the wife of Mahavali Sankarji. So please pour the water. Kalakatasa me pituno Muniswami iti upasakaya punyathaya imang danang bhikkhu sanghasa dema dutiyampi kalakatasa me pituno Muniswami iti upasakaya punyathaya imang danang bhikkhu sanghasa dema tatiyampi kalakatasa me pituno Muniswami iti upasakaya Punyathaya Imam Dhanan Bhikkhu Sanghasa Dema Pujema Yathavari Mahapura Paripurenti Sagaram Evameva Vidurvinam Etanam Upakapadu Yathavari Mahapura Paripurenti Sagaram Evameva Vidurvinam Etanam Upakapadu Yathavari Mahapura Paripurenti Sagaram Evameva Vidurvinam Etanam Upakapadu. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. May the dana you are offering to the Sangha, may it reaches to Mahupasaka Muniswamiji wherever he is reborn. May the blessings of Triple Gem, Bhagavanti and all the Sangha, Bhikkhu Sangha be with Upasaka. May he keep growing in the path of Dhamma and blessings and keep progressing on the onward path to enlightenment and attain supreme bliss of Nibbana. Okay, Amma. This is the dana. Okay, we offer to the sun. We will conclude here. Meditation. Sanghadana sabke. Okay, so we will now move. The Bhantes have the time for the lunch. So other announcement, Vajira will do that. Okay. We conclude with metta chanting. Sukhi Bhaveyam Nidoko Anicca Ahampiya Hitachami Sukhi Hontu Machata Chataverino Imamigama Ketani Sadhantu Suhisana Tato Parancha Racheso Chakavare Sujamtano Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. May all of you be well and happy. May all beings be happy. We share metta with everyone. We will meet the next Sunday, same time at 9:30. Thank you, Amma. We wish you a happy birthday.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you very much, Bhante. So here we conclude today's morning Sunday program. But please note, in 12:30 there is Kannada drama Desana by Bhante Ananda. Though Bhante is not here, but he will come online. We will broadcast Bhante giving Dhamma talk. So please at 12:30 attend Kannada Dhamma talk. If you have got some dana to give Bhante, the Bhantes will come there. Please wait